but could well have. And more to come as George Wood just getting on board. Leg up from Chris Wall. Yeah, I don't think that was a bad, for an apprentice rider racing well, but I think he'll improve and go the right way. Saw the trip out well, so back on the all-weather, son of Big Bad Bob. He now finds himself clear favourite. Maffei's is second in. Martin Dwyer on board, his daughter See the Stars, and just a sequence of placed efforts, 1 from 17 overall and £5 higher than that one success.
Yeah, that one success was at Lingfield over 2 miles on the all-weather. Last time out finished ahead second behind Colwood, similarly over 2 miles. And the one thing we do know is she stays this trip, whereas the horse going off in shot, we're not sure if he stays this trip because he's never tried it before in the past. As you said earlier, one of the 2 runners in here for Amanda Parrott, and arguably on the betting, the most favourite of the 2, now just gone joint favourite at 6-1 Double Legend. Kieran Schumacher aboard. The blinkers have been on for a long time. They come off today. I wonder if that's just to help him settle a little bit to potentially get the slightly longer trip up to furlongs, as we said. This horse is 1 for 9 in his career. 1 here at Kempton over 1.5 miles in the winter, in a race that hemorrhaged winners, albeit it was in a lower level handicap grade, but basically the top 6 from that race came out and won within the next 2 or 3 starts. I do like the way he's striding out, going down to the post. If he can sort of gallop like that for 2 miles, he'll have a big squeak. And last time out, went up to 1.5 miles at Bath, ran well enough to be 4th, beaten 5 lengths behind the consistent top rock Tallulah, who's good on both codes. And I think switching back to the all-weather today will definitely suit, as his half-brother Sunblazer is 1 over 2 miles on the all-weather, and he's from the family of Double Trigger, who, 2 miles was just the starting point for where he'd go.
Yeah. Okay. The runners assembling down at the start then. A few more we should rattle through. DeBage for Gary Moore and Shane Kelly. He's still low enough mileage in the all-weather, 1 from 8 on the flat. Handful of them in the all-weather, but last time I saw him he was running off a mark of 117 over jumps, so if you take that literally, there could still be a little bit more to come from him if he's ready to go after a break.
Yeah, and the nice thing is when he won at Lingfield over 2 miles on the all-weather last season, he was coming off of a jumps spell, so this is one that Gary Moore does do well. That was in May of 2018 in a similar level race. He's been running well enough over the jumps. He should be fit enough off a 3-month break after having a busy winter. I mean, when Gary Moore switches his horses back and forth from the different codes, it is always a bit dangerous, and he's one that is very interesting at this trip. Okay,
stall 12 for Shane Kelly, who rides for the first time. And I mentioned earlier, I thought 14-1 was a little bit big for Threshold of a Dream, who gets 2 miles to run out for the first time since winning February time off a mark of 53, only £1 higher here. And I thought when she did win Daughter of Camelot, she might just kick on a bit higher than this, and there's still time for her. She's only 5 starts in the all-weather. Nicely berthed in stall 5, and at the prices she made a little bit of appeal for me.
No, exactly. I mean, her all-weather stats, a win, 2 placed efforts from 5 starts, whereas on the turf she's 0 for 6. She's been running on the turf the last twice at Lingfield and Salisbury, and hasn't disgraced herself, but hasn't really stepped up, as you said, off what you'd expect when she won that handicap at Lingfield. So I'm hoping back to the all-weather today should see her go forward. And the one thing that we do know about her, she can win over 2 miles.
Yeah. If they go quick, I think she'll be working away. Maybe when others have cried enough. Greenview Paradise, another filly who's slight break, but the last time I saw her, she's been in really good form when basement marks of 46 and 45, but up now to a mark of 53, but she's still at the right end of the handicap, obviously in the right grade. Yeah, I mean, this Daughter of Exchange, right, trained by Jeremy Scott. She's won her last 2 by a nose, and the handicapper didn't take that nicely as he's moved her up £8 for 2 nose efforts, so harsh, but she did make a little bit of a mockery with the second win straight off the back of the first and a quick turnaround. One of the things that very much seemed to be the making of her is they started to ride her a bit more prominently. She had been held up for a lot of her early starts, and she just seemed to run with the pack and not particularly want to try anything, so she might be a little bit prominent from stall 2. She definitely
should stay the trip moving up. She's run over 2 miles, but given her last couple of runs over 1.6 she should go well. Kieran O'Neill has ridden her to win before in the past, and he gets back aboard after taking 1 mount off.
Okay, last few slot forward for this 46 to 65 2-mile event. As they head in, we'll head back to the commentary box with our thanks and rejoin Mark.
3 set to go forward for our final race. Here's Bird for Life, the dual course winner with Ellie Mackenzie. And one of the last ones will be D-Badge and double seeking Shane Kelly, and then Fitzwillie and Scott McCullough. Last one's moving in. They're in the gate. And they're off. And they race over 2 miles. There was a slight coming together from stall 10. Double Legend just came in on Akavit, who came from stall 8 but was in the adjacent stall as they go towards the end of the back straight. Greenview Paradise is prominent. Pulling hard is Nafayez. Around the outside is Looking for Carl, and also in the early mix is Double Legend, and these are the first 4. And they take the turn with the Fiddler, trapped out quite wide of DeBarge. The Fiddler just goes by DeBarge. Then towards the inside is Mood for Mischief, as they now complete the turn into the home straight for the first time. Fitzwillie at the moment is the back marker, and last but one is Bird for Life. So about to come inside the final 1.5 miles. In the last trio it is Akavit who's the one who's taking a very, very strong hold and refuses to settle. And now Fitzwillie around the wide outside is beginning to move forward. Rather muddling tempo early, and it's now Looking for Carl who has the lead. Fitzwillie, who was just about last coming into the home straight, but he, as they come up past us with a circuit to go, is just about going to have the lead. DeBadge is another one who's moving forward, and on the inside Greenview Paradise, who's the grey. Between them is Double Legend, and then the Fiddler, followed by Bird for Life, who's also now beginning to make a little bit of ground as they come up past us and make the turn. Now Akavit has dropped to the tail of the field. Ness of Brogda is now last but one, and Daghash is last but two. So making the turn, going into the back straight and on towards halfway. Looking for Carl has the lead of an neck over Fitzwillie in second place. Now Bird for Life flies around the outside and now is going to press the pace. On the inside races Greenview Paradise in fourth, and DeBarge is in fifth, and towards the inside Mood for Mischief is in sixth. Another one who begins to move forward as Double Legend comes off the bit and is bumped along. Then towards the inside Daghash is trying to make ground. The Fiddler still trapped out quite wide, and these are then being followed by Nafayez, and now Nafayez is another one who's beginning to make a sweeping move. Spot the light blue and yellow silk. He was in the last trio heading down the back straight, and now his rider Martin Dwyer wants to get a piece of the action. So this really has been a muddling contest as they go now into that far turn. Bird for Life picks up the running, must be about the fifth leader we've had already, to Nafayez now into second place, and then Looking for Carl in third. Around the outside the Fiddler in fourth, Fitzwillie is in fifth. Ridden along, Greenview Paradise made the turn in sixth. Mood for Mischief with the white cheek pieces looking for a little bit of racing room. DeBarge is being driven, so too Double Legend, who's been off the bit for a long time. Threshold of a Dream came into the straight next, followed by Daghash, and then last but one is Akavit, and tailing off is Ness of Brodgar. Inside the final 2.5, and it's Nafayez on the outside of Bird for Life, and these two mares now battle on clear, but on the inside it's Threshold of a Dream who is beginning to pick up. Then right over on the far rail is Daghash. Fitzwillie is now beginning to rally. Akavit is now beginning to join in the fun. Inside the final furlong, Bird for Life against the near side rail. Threshold of a Dream straight and true down the centre, and it will be Threshold of a Dream who wins. In second, Bird for Life, and back in third was Nafayez.
Yeah, back up to 2 mile. She's won Threshold of a Dream for Amanda Parrott and Jason Watson. Beats Bird for Life in second place, and Nafayez back in third. She just wants a trip to run it, doesn't she?
Yeah, she does, and she got a little bit lucky in a race that looked ugly to start off with. Got a bit silly during it. On my count, 4 separate horses were making huge mid-race moves to go and grab the lead. The final one of which was Bird for Life, who did the best of them hanging on. with Neafest up to her outside was another one who made a mid-race move, and Jason Watson, who picked up his second win on the night here at Kempton, just sat on the inside, waited for the cutaway. She doesn't have a whole lot of gears, but she probably outstayed every single rival in here, as all of those weird sort of jockey moves during the race put paid to a lot of the other rivals' stamina. Bird for Life, she loves it here at Kempton. She drifted to the near side rail, but she stays 2 miles too. I think just her early exertions got the better of her, and as you said, Amanda Parrott's runner, she had 2 in the race. This wasn't the more fancied one, but this was the one that you really liked, and you were absolutely right.
She's one of a mark of 54. See when she's reassessed, when stamina is required, I think she can continue to bear away. 10-1. Bird for Life was second, 6-1, and Effie's was back in third place at 6-1 as well. That's us done and dusted. We've still got one race left at Naas to come at 9 o'clock. But that's you away, Rachel. Enjoyed it?
Yeah, absolutely. It's nice to see Kempton again, and to see some nice old favourites at Kempton come true, and some nice young favourites like the Pinto Kid, who is just so good around this ballpark.